Video for Math 1170 for summer 2017 semester. If I'm teaching this class face to face, the very first day of class, what we'll typically do is go over the syllabus and talk about the expectations and class policies, and I want to do that in the online course too. I've always heard students say, "Well, there's no need to go to the first day of class because that all he or she's going to do, the professor, is cover class policies." Guys, that's important. To understand how the class is going to be delivered, especially on an online course. So guys, I've got my Facebook, shoot. Actually I do have the Facebook up too. I have my Blackboard site up, and you can see this is a bunch of stuff I've taught before. So let's click the one applicable to us. Now, a lot of professors will come into Blackboard and spend hours and hours and hours making all these things beautiful and stuff. I tend to try to keep it simple and mirror as closely as possible a face-to-face class with the way I deliver this class online. I developed this class back in, oh my goodness, I think 1997, so what, almost 20 years ago, and I've taught it a bunch, and I enjoy teaching it. So guys, anyway, everything begins with the content tab, and you can see that I've already uploaded, or I should say created, 4 folders, and I'm going to go through each one of these with you. But this is getting started. This is where the syllabus is, and ultimately where this video will be housed. Remind, I'll tell you about it. My math lab, that's the online course management system that we use. And then week number 1, and pretty soon it'll be week 2 and week 3 and week 4 and all that. So in getting started, let's click this, and you can see I've already uploaded the syllabus. So to save a little bit of time, I went ahead and made that accessible. So let's just go over this with a fine-tooth comb and tell you what to expect from me, and what I'm going to put you through this summer. I will tell you one thing about the summer classes. We do all of this in a 3-hour course in 10 weeks. And the first week, a lot of it is spent doing things like this, getting you familiar with how the class is going to be run. And then the last week, I can't really do much because that's when we take our final exam. Again, more about that later. So really, as far as instruction, it gets down to about 8.5 weeks, whereas I have about 15 weeks in a fall or spring semester. So the content is delivered at a much faster rate in the summer than it is in fall or spring, but the convenience of the online class is kind of cool. So guys, I'm Doug Darbrow, Dr. Darbrow. You can call me that if you want. Triple D, D cubed. I've been called everything Dr. D. I tell you what, I hate being called Mr. Darbrow. I don't know why. I just do. I feel like Mr. Darbrow's my dad. So anyway, you're not going to run into me that much anyway, so I don't guess it matters. Guys, office hours, contact information, email account. I check that email 8 to 10 times a day, especially when I'm teaching an online class. I pride myself for my online students when they email me to get back with them promptly. Now, I've noticed that you guys are a little bit younger than me, or at least most of you will be. And you guys have kind of a different schedule than me. I have kids. I have a job. I'm very involved in church and this and that. I love to scuba dive. I love to do stuff. But I go to bed earlier than I used to. 11 o'clock, I'm in bed. I've received emails at 1, 2, 3 in the morning. I'm not going to respond to your emails then, but I will the next morning when I get up. My office is kind of hard to find, hence the big old fancy drawing here. If you look at Massey Hall, you can see these arrows of these doors. There's actually a door way down here to the right in the business annex, the administration building that a lot of people haven't much noticed. Actually, I think it's under construction now, so you'd probably need to go to the right a little bit and into another door. But anyway, if you're able to come into this door that I'm kind of circling right now, right across the hall is a door into the math department offices. If you walk in there, my office is the first office on the left, and if that's hard to find, just ask someone in there, and they all know me. I've been around a while. Catalog description, GEP requirement, ADA statement. I'm not going to read those to you. Catalog description is just a formal presentation of what I'm going to teach you, the general education requirement. Once you successfully complete this class, you can check that box. And guys, if you're entitled to any ADA accommodations, let me know, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that those accommodations, which are entitled to you by law, are met. All right, let's get into the stuff. All right, computer access, guys. This is kind of a duh statement. You're taking the class online, so it should make sense that you need to have a reliable computer, reliable internet access. If you don't have, then to me it seems a little goofy that you would take a class online. And you need to be proficient in things like, let me give you an example. Last semester there was a student taking this class who was struggling with linear programming, and she just couldn't figure out why she wasn't getting the right answer on my math lab. So I told her to take a screenshot. And she's like, well, I don't know how to take a screenshot. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. So, just little things like that can really help a lot. So anyway, she took a screenshot of her work and sent it to me, and we figured out her problem very quickly. Technology, guys, a TI 83 or 84 is required. I'm going to teach you how to do all sorts of cool stuff with that 83, 84. You just can't get through the class without it. They tell me there are ways to download those from the internet and put them on your computer. If you can figure that out, that's fine. I'm not really sure it's legal. Maybe I shouldn't have told you about it. But guys, if nothing else, you just have to buy one. Online course management system. I use my math lab. Now, the textbook, the physical textbook that you throw in the back in your backpack and carry around. That's a phone call I really need to take, but I don't want to stop the video. I'll call them back. You don't need the physical textbook. You just need access to the online course management system. And to do that, you'll go to www.mymathlab.com. And I'm going to go in more information here in just a second and show you kind of a breakdown of how to get enrolled in the class. So when you go there to register for the account, you're going to need the course ID. Our course ID is given right there. It's Darbro 34022. Now, a lot of times students either legitimately or non-legitimately will tell me that they can't get their first assignment in. More about that in just a second. Because they're waiting on financial aid. Guys, you can get a 14-day free trial course access option. Or you have the option of getting the free access. And if you have a second email account, you can get another 14 days. Now, I'm not going to authorize any more than 2 14 days because I feel that the people who create this and maintain it need to be paid for their product. But if you're waiting, so guys, don't be emailing me and say, well, Dr. Darber, I couldn't get the first assignment in because I couldn't get my math lab because I don't have the money to pay for it. Guys, I'm going to call you out on it. You're not going to submit it because you have the option of getting a 15-day free trial course access. And again, I'm giving you the option to get 2 of those. So you could essentially get the first 2 weeks, the first month with 2, and I can merge the information from those accounts. All right, guys, you're going to have my math lab assignments about every week, and I've already gone ahead and given you the assignment due dates. So don't be coming out and saying, "Oh, Dr. Darber, I didn't know we had an assignment due on June 26th at 11 p.m." Well, you should have, because I'm telling you. Okay. Now, there's a chance I may modify these a little bit. I doubt it, but if I do, I'll send out an email or a text and alert you of that. But I seriously doubt any of these will be changed. So anyway, what you can expect in a typical week is on that particular week by noon on Tuesday, as I state right here, I will have all the videos and resources posted to Blackboard. So you'll have the rest of the day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all day Monday. And then that following Monday, which is what, about 6 days later, you'll have an assignment that'll be due at 11 p.m. Now, guys, if you don't get the assignment submitted, you lose 50% credit. But it's only applied to the problems you don't get in. So whatever problems you get in by the due date, you're never going to lose credit on those. But if you submit problems after the due date, there's a 50% credit or 50% penalty. So guys, that's what you can expect. There's going to be 11 assignments, and again, down here I can tell you there's a 50% penalty for work that is submitted after the due date. Tutoring, guys, this is a cool class. It's one of the cooler classes I teach because so much of what I teach you is applicable to your life. So I'm going to teach you how to come up with like monthly payments, and like somebody goes out and buys a house for $200,000 over maybe 15 or 20 years, and you and your husband, wife, significant other, whatever it may be, or maybe you're just kind of internalizing this. You wonder, well, would it really save me much money to add $100 more to this payment every month? Well, I'm going to teach you how to figure that out. I'm going to teach you right down to the penny, tell you how much money you will save by doing that. And some of the results are pretty staggering. So that's some fun stuff. That's down in the mathematics of finance part that we have a lot of fun with in this class. But anyway, if you need help, Jacob Sturinsky is my supplemental instruction leader for this class, actually for both classes that I'm teaching this summer. And he will conduct weekly sessions from 10 a.m. to noon and 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the math lab to help you if you're having problems with your assignment. So guys, what you can expect in a typical week, go back to these videos. You're going to have about 2 to 3 hours of videos each week. So let's just say 3. Your assignment is going to take you about 2 hours. So you need to be able to designate 5 hours per week for this class. And if you can't do that, if you're not self-disciplined enough, if you just know that you're not going to be able to follow that kind of schedule, then you really do need to drop the class. All right, dates for midterm and final. You're going to have 2 exams. Usually, if you've talked to someone who's had my class before, you know, or at least they've told you, quite possibly, that you have to go to campus to take your exams. I'm not doing that this summer. You guys are kind of a pilot, guinea pigs, if you will. All exams are going to be taken online, so you can take them at home, you can take them in the library, you can take them wherever. Obviously what I request is, and what I expect, is that you're honest on them. So, exam number 1. Exam number 1 must be taken on Wednesday, June 21st. To get cleared for exam number 1, you need to send an email to me. I'll send you your password, and you need to tell me a 2-hour time block during which time you will take your exam. That could be any time from midnight, Wednesday, June 21st, all the way to midnight that night. Tell me a 2 hour. So if you, I have a lot of nurses in class, and sometimes they work these wacky 12, 14-hour shifts. They need to take it before they go to work or after they go to work. Guys, you got one entire 24-hour segment to take that. Exam number 2 is the same way. It's taken on Friday, July 28th. If you're going to be on vacation, take your computer and make sure you get internet access and just say, hey, mom and dad, or hey, husband and wife, hey, kids, I got to be gone for 2 hours. And then, I do this all the time. I love going to Mexico, and I scuba dive, and I love the water, and I love the beach, and I love Mexican food and all that. But, there's a lot of mornings I get up and have to work a couple of hours. And I just say, hey, I'm going to be gone from 8 to 10. And I'll meet you at the pool or meet you at the ocean at 10. Or schedule my dives that afternoon at 1. So, and it's not that much of a sacrifice. By the time I get to the pool, I'm ready to start the day. Guys, if you're entitled to extra testing time by ADA, it's very likely the best option for you is to take your exam in the Student Success Center. I'm only given 2 hours for unproctored exams. So if you have an ADA accommodations, then you'll need to take your exam in the Student Success Center so you can get extra time. Guys, you got to get these submitted. If this exam isn't submitted, the first one, by June 21st at midnight, you'll be given a 0. No exceptions. If you fail to get it by exam number 2 by midnight on Friday, July 28th, you're going to be given a 0 for exam 2. Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. I've been doing this long enough. Most of you, this online version, this online format is going to work perfectly. You're going to love the fact that you have the flexibility of watching these videos anytime throughout the week that you want. If you're a night person and you like 2 a.m. in the morning, hey, you can watch me teach finite math at 2 a.m. in the morning. If you're a morning person, you get up at 5 o'clock and you want to watch it before the kids get up or the wife or husband, hey, you can watch them then. But I'm going to tell you what will happen. Some of you won't be, most of you will, but some of you will not be self-disciplined enough to watch the videos, and you'll get lost in the class. And what will happen, this week will come up and you're not doing anything, and you completely miss exam number 1. And you're like, oh crap, like on Thursday, June 22nd, your buddy said, hey, how'd you do on the exam? Oh man, I completely forgot. So you write me an email and tell me something. Guys, you're not going to take it. If we haven't made arrangements or it hasn't been submitted by midnight on Wednesday, June 21st, you're going to get a 0 for that exam. And I'll tell you, zeros do not average very well. So guys, in a nutshell, what do you need to do to be successful? You just need some self-discipline. You just need to be able to manage your time. And if you can, if you have, historically, if you just know, hey, I'm just not the type of person who can do that, then drop the class and take it face-to-face. Maybe that'll work better for you. But if you can watch 2 to 3 hours of videos a day, submit your assignments on time, and check your email daily, you are going to love this format of being the flexibility of the online format. All right, guys, calculating your grade. Exam number 1's 35%. Exam number 2's 35%. I'll tell you what I do. For students who have submitted all assignments on time, if you bomb exam number 1, or maybe let's say you even forget it and you get a 0, I will give you the higher score on exam number 2 and replace exam number 1 with that. But the criteria is this: you have to submit all your assignments on time, and all the goofy quizzes, sneaky quizzes. Because here's what I'll do: just to see who's watching these videos, I will embed 5 to 6 sneaky quizzes in the videos. Things like, just randomly at the 22-minute mark, I'll just say, I'll tell you what, the quiz this week is send me the most annoying song that you've ever heard. Or like another one I do all the time, okay, you've had me now in class for 5 or 6 weeks. What are my 3 hobbies? And you'll send me an email and you'll get 20 out of 20 or 25 out of 20, whatever I decide it to be. So if you've submitted all those, you can replace the lower exam number 1 score with the higher exam number 2. It does not work in reverse. If you get 100 on the exam number 1, you can't put it on cruise control and just drop out of the class and say, well, I'll just use that 100 to take the place of exam 2. It does not work that way. All right, guys, grading scale. Notice that to pass the class, all you got to do is get 50% or higher. So, but the criteria is a little harder to get A's and B's. All right, let's get out of here and go back to Blackboard. So again, right here, you're going to have the class syllabus, and by the time you see it, this introductory video will be uploaded. Join Remind. I did this last semester, and it was a hit with students. So what this is, I learned about this from my daughter's volleyball coach, and she would send out these texts. The cool thing about it is, if I never know your number, you don't know my number. Although I'll be glad to give you my number if you want to call and talk about math or scuba diving or Kentucky basketball or something that I like. but yeah, I don't know your number. So to join this and to get these push notifications and text, just do one of these two. Now I'm going to go on. I'm not going to stop and read that to you because all you got to do is hit pause in the video, and you always have that. So Remind is really cool. I'll send out notifications like, hey, don't forget your assignment's due tonight at 11. Hey, don't forget, send me that email and arrange your 2-hour block to take exam number 1. So things like that I'll send out using cell phone. My Math Lab. First of all, getting a temporary access code is a little sneaky on there. So what I've done, I'll just show you. I put up a video on YouTube. So it goes through step by step. I hate hearing myself. It goes through step by step how to get a temporary access code. So watch that short, 8-minute video if you need help doing that. Secondly, I've laid out how to get started with my Math Lab. So this is things you need before you begin. My Math Lab can be purchased through the bookstore or can be purchased directly from Pearson. You'll need your instructor course ID, which I gave you in the syllabus, and you'll need a valid email address. Your email address does not need to be your Shawnee account. It can be a Gmail, it can be a Yahoo, just whatever email address you check most regularly. That's the one that I would recommend you using. And then guys, once you get down here, you get into the student registration. So probably the easiest way to get to my Math Lab is just click the link. I put a link right here. It will take you to the site. I'm going to sign in. Maybe. And I do this. I just, I'm going to use the same computer a lot. So I just go ahead and keep everything signed in. Just store my sign-in credentials. And what are we, math1170? So here's what we need to go to. Now once you get there, there's a lot of options, but for the most part what you use is one of two. Either the homework or the gradebook. Homework or gradebook. Homework is where your assignments are posted, where your exams will be posted. Wax exams will be under tests. So homework, test, and gradebook. And if you want to read the book, there's the access to the online ebook. So homework, for example, I can click that. You can see that I've already uploaded assignment number 1. It is due May 29th at 11 p.m. But you saw that in your syllabus. And if you'll click that, you can just go through the questions. And all these questions that you have will be covered in the videos. So my Math Lab, pretty straightforward. I'd say most of you have used this before. And if you have questions, come see me. I'll be glad to help you get this set up. Now finally, once you've got everything going, you understand the policies of the class, you've joined Remind, you have your My Math Lab account, you're ready to do your assignment. Well guys, you need to watch videos first. So come to video number 1, click it. I would recommend, now you will see that a lot. We just changed the number from 1700 to 1170. And some of these videos I'm content with. In fact, this one was published a couple years ago. But I like it. It works. I don't see any reason to redo it just for a number. But just keep that in mind. Also, something else I was going to tell you. Oh, yeah, I would recommend just getting a cheap pair of earphones. And but you do whatever you need to do. So watch the video. This one's 39 minutes. Once you finish that one, you can watch the second one sometime, whenever you want to, as long as it's in that week. This one's 36 minutes. So I kind of backed off, and what I do here is I hate listening to myself. And you'll see I use the calculator and go through a handout that'll really help you with your assignment. All right, gang, I really don't know much else to tell you. It's all right here. Pretty soon you'll look up and see the videos for week 2, and then you'll see them for week 3. and you'll see your assignments for week 1, 2, and 3, and so on and so forth. So, guys, I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have Instagram, although I don't know my password to Instagram. My daughter actually, it's kind of a funny story. My daughter created my Instagram account so she can log onto it when she posts a picture and like it, so she'll get more likes. So I guess it's just a thing 13-year-olds do. So anyway, here's a picture of me, my family. There's me. I'm the big ugly one. If you see me on campus, say, "Hey, Dr. Darver, I'm on your in your online class." This is my wife. These are my kids. This is Bailey. That's Bailey. That's Sadie. You can probably tell they're Asian. Both of them are adopted from China, and they are awesome. So, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Look forward to working with you, make this successful, and help you get Math 1170 behind you this summer. So, take care.